Saukele by Zangar Beisembinov, a portrait where tradition meets surrealism. The painting depicts a young woman wearing a saukele, the tall, conical wedding headdress traditionally worn by Kazakh brides. Yet, this is no mere ethnographic reconstruction. The artist transforms the saukele into a throne, a crown, and an entire universe unto itself. Description: what do we see? Composition: a close-up view. The young woman's face occupies the center of the canvas, yet the viewer's gaze is immediately drawn upward to the multi-tiered saukele. The background consists of a kerege, the latticework frame of a yurt wall, which serves to enclose the image, situating the bride within the sacred space of the home. The saukele, the headdress, is exaggerated in scale and taken to an absolute extreme. It features multiple tiers of gold, turquoise, coral, pearls, and filigree work, all crowned by a golden dome. A delicate white veil cascades down the sides. The headdress appears heavy, regal, and almost architectural in its structure. Face and details. The bride's expression is serene. She meets the viewer's gaze directly, her lips painted a vivid hue. However, her face is not left unadorned. The left side of her face is painted with intricate designs, patterns of blue, pink, and gold, along with circles and teardrop shapes. On her cheek, a large red disc, reminiscent of a solar symbol, stands out, while a blue motif adorns her chin. Her braids are thick and heavy, interwoven with decorative ornaments. Around her neck, she wears a massive alka, a traditional ceremonial necklace. Color and texture: gold dominates the palette. It appears warm, hammered, and richly ornamented. Contrasting accents are provided by turquoise, coral, deep crimson, and milky white pearls. Beisembinov's rendering of texture is almost tactile. One can discern every bead, every rivet, and every detail of the metalwork engraving. The painting technique is dense and layered, reminiscent of the old masters. Artistic analysis: what does it mean? Surrealism and ethnofuturism. Beisembinov works at the intersection of hyperrealism and magical realism. Here, the saukele is not merely an ethnographic object. It serves as a metaphor for status, feminine power, and cosmic order. The facial painting references ancient petroglyphs and shamanic practices, wherein body patterns serve to connect the individual with spirits and the elements. The symbolism of the saukele. In Kazakh tradition, the saukele is the most valuable item in a bride's dowry. The height of the headdress signified the family's status. The taller and more opulent it was, the nobler the lineage. It was worn only once in a lifetime, on the wedding day, after which it was carefully preserved and passed down as a family heirloom. In this work, the headdress transforms into something akin to an iconostasis. Its tiers act as steps ascending toward the heavens, marking the bride's transition to the status of wife and future matriarch of her clan. The face as canvas. The painted half of the face serves as the key to interpreting the work. It embodies the bride's duality. She is simultaneously an earthly young woman and a sacred entity poised at the threshold of transition. One eye gazes out from the realm of the tangible world, while the other looks forth from the realm of symbols. The red circle on her cheek represents the sun, a symbol of life and fertility, while the blue patterns symbolize water and the sky. The artist literalizes the idiom. It's written all over her face, thereby revealing the bride's inner world and her ancestral memory. The veil and the lattice. A sheer veil traverses the bride's face, creating a distinct horizontal line. This line marks the boundary between maidenhood and marriage, between the visible and the concealed. The yurt lattice, kerege, in the background is not merely a decorative backdrop. It symbolizes the structural framework of the world, the family, and the clan. The bride is seamlessly integrated into this framework. She is its very center. Technique. Beisembinov is a master of intricate detail. He employs a technique closely akin to Flemish painting, characterized by thin, translucent layers, profound depth, and an inner luminosity. Each metal possesses its own distinct luster: the matte finish of gold, the cool gleam of silver, and the deep radiance of gemstones. Consequently, the painting appears less as a mere image and more as a precious artifact. Overall impression. This is not a portrait of a specific young woman. Rather, It represents the archetype of the Kazakh bride, elevated to the realm of myth. Beisembinov does not merely document the past, he constructs a new visual mythology. He demonstrates that tradition is not a static archive, but a living, potent, and fantastical energy. In his vision, the Saukele becomes the crown of the steppe, and the bride wearing it transforms into a goddess, one who bears an entire world up.